Hey guys, welcome to another week of a WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week we have Time Walking. It will be the Wrath version. And PvP Brawl is going to be Temple of Hatamogu. And the Glow Cap Festival is a one-day only event, and that's going to happen on Friday. And if you are an NA viewer watching this video, pet leveling in the garrison is occurring today, so you can power level some pets in your garrison if you want. And that's all that's really going on this week. Pretty mellow week for news, but I did dig up some stuff for you guys, so let's get to news. Okay, so the first piece of news I have for you is the new affix that will be going into effect for Season 4. This affix is called Shrouded. We got to see a little bit of it this past week. And so basically how this works is at the start of the dungeon, you'll be able to choose a bounty. There's Bounty Crit Strike, which gets you 2% crit per stack. Bounty Haste gets you 2% haste per stack. Bounty Versatility gets you 2% verse per stack. And Mastery gets you 69 mastery per stack. You will start with the 1 stack, and every time you defeat a Dreadlord in your dungeon, your stack count will go up by 1. Some dungeons you could end up having 10 plus stacks, just really depends on how many Dreadlords are in it. In order to find the Dreadlords, they will have a dark aura around them, and that's the disguised buff. So when you start fighting this mob, the mob will be completely replaced by a Dreadlord. A lot of the time it's going to turn into a demon elite that is called the Nathrazim Infiltrator. So when the mob turns into a Nathrazim Infiltrator, it has less health than your other mobs and a couple of abilities. These are the abilities on screen here. Feel free to read through them. And rumor is they're a little easier to deal with than this current season we're sitting in with the Encrypted. When the Infiltrator is defeated, a broker will show up and capture it, which grants you 1 stack of your chosen bounty buff. And also gives you a bounty payment. And this bounty payment on it says that it restores 6% health and mana every 1 second. Now for Zalgamux, which is the mini boss, at the moment it is looking like it has more health and is a little harder to deal with, but seems to be in a set location in the dungeon. However, comes with some risks, but also some rewards. So here is the list of Zalgamux's abilities. Worth noting that the blood barrier, you're going to want to DPS through the barrier and then interrupt to stop the damage and the Dreadlord healing. As for Hypnosis, this is not your traditional mind control. It can be hit and it can hit allies. Killing the Hypnosis bat before it finishes casting that spell avoids the Hypnosis effect completely or ends the effect on the player. Once your mini-boss Zalgamux is defeated, a broker will show up again and grant you 3 stacks of your chosen bounty and give you a much larger restoration buff. So this time, your buff will be 20% health and mana every 1 second for 5 seconds. The mini-bosses definitely give you a lot greater rewards for sure. And that's what we know so far on Season 4's new affix, Shrouded. Also for Season 4, we have some new portals. Now, this one was a pretty cool one when I saw this. And kind of ironic because it was just a few days ago in stream that I was telling people how underrated some of the portals out in the world are. You know, some portals that people might not know exist. So it was kind of interesting. But we're going to get 3 new portals. They're all going to be on the upper floor of Oribos. And they will send you to Gorgrond, Kara, and Mechagon. Obviously are older areas, but I like this because all 3 of those places I go pretty frequently. Gorgrond, I do go out there for a, very long spawn timer type boss. And Kara, I have transmog runs in the old Kara raid that I still do. And a couple of illusions that refuse to drop. And Mechagon, that's like practically a daily thing for me because I'm still farming Rust Feather and Spider Boss. And, I do go into the dungeon, which is more weekly, but, same deal. So I'm pretty hyped for these portals. It's going to make it a lot quicker. To be honest, I didn't need the Mechagon one. I have a hearth that sends me right to Mechagon. So the Mechagon portal, it's like if you didn't do anything in Mechagon, then I guess the Mechagon portal works. But it's honestly more convenient for me to just hearth. Because you get, off the Mechagon little table that you can craft things, there's hearths on there that you can craft. And yeah, it's really nice. It doesn't use the cooldown of your hearth. It's its own little toy, so it's very nice. Now, obviously, these are being put into place because of the Mythic Dungeons. Here's the layout of the Mythic Dungeons. So you can see in this list that we are going to have Upper and Lower Kara as M+. We're going to also have Mechagon as M+. And Iron Docks and Grimrail. Okay, so next up, we have the Enigma Arena, which you may have totally forgotten about. It's gone delayed, and yeah, we were supposed to have it this patch. And yeah, so it's coming in 9.25, and they have decided to not have the pillars move. So as you can see, here's like a little picture of it. So the original intention on this was to release the Enigma Crucible with like a unique mechanic, a central button that allowed players to manipulate the pillar configuration through the match. And they found some concerns like pathing and line of sight issues could have sporadically affected players and some of their class abilities. So they basically said to provide player good experience and avoid frustrations, they've just decided to go forward with the version that is currently on the PTR right now, which has a single pillar configuration that will remain locked through the match. That's a little unfortunate. I know a lot of people were looking forward to that mechanic. It honestly sounds pretty cool. I get it. They're in a bad place. They got to make, most of their players happy. You're never going to make everyone happy, but you got to make most of your players happy. And if they're frustrated, yeah. Okay, so we found an Easter egg in the 9.25 patch. So there's a Windrunner family tribute. So previously there was a highborn music track that was data mined. They found the source of that. The highborn music track is linked to the small Windrunner family Easter egg. If you visit the Windrunner Spire in Ghostlands, you'll find a set of the Windrunner family heirlooms by the Sylvanas statue. So that's what you're looking for. The real fun kind of happens when you interact with the harp. So you interact with it, it will spawn images of the Windrunner family, with Lyrith playing the harp for his 3 sisters, and the previously data mined music track plays in the background. Okay, so that is the retail news. I did find something cool having to do with classics, so I thought we'd share that as well. Okay, so with Wrath of the Lich King Classic around the corner, there's been some art. So Cinderace, who is kind of popular in the WoW art / cosplay aspect of things, built their own Frostmourne. So this is the Frostmourne here. And honestly, I just thought they did a really good job of it. So yeah, I thought we'd show that off in today's video. So as for me and my accomplishments of the week, I actually got a good chunk done. This week's mount stream was a success. I looted a mount right off the bat. It was the first run of the stream, and it was the Ironhoof Destroyer, which I'd been after for a long time. I looted it after 127 attempts. So I got that sucker, and the horse you see at the right of it here, or wherever I choose to put it on screen. That one I bought through the Ice Crown tournament. So there's dailies you do, and there's a few mounts that are 150, and then majority are 100. And so I had enough to buy that one, so I bought it. And as far as that one goes, I'm kind of halting the mount purchases now. I decided after getting that one that I want to knock out all the transmogs and the banners that are on there. I have the toys, and there's one pet on there I still need. So I'm going to knock that out. It shortens the list, and I just feel more accomplished when I see less things on the vendor, and they're cheaper, so I can like lower the list faster than if I stayed focusing mounts first. So that's going to take me a week and a half roughly to get all the transmogs off of there purchased, and there's 2 more banners I need that cost like 15 a piece, and then there's a pet I need that's 40. So yeah, so that's gonna halt the mount purchase. I probably won't purchase another Ice Crown mount for at least 2 weeks. And then the third accomplishment I got done is, as you guys know, I do a lot of Ashron. I've been pretty active with it, especially lately. It's been kind of part of every stream. I've ended pretty much every stream with some Ashron kills. And I finished Undead. So yeah, which is pretty good. Last week I had finished Tauren, and then this week I finished Undead. I'm now on the Troll quest, and I'm not sure, that one's probably going to take more than a week to finish because I'm up against allied races again, kind of like with Tauren. With Tauren, there was a high possibility of high mountain Taurens being in there that didn't count, and that's the same with Troll. Any Zandalari trolls will not count towards my progression. So that one might take a bit, but I feel pretty good. My overall plan was to be on the Troll quest and have it complete before June 8th. I think we could probably make that time frame. June 8th is still a while away. And yeah, the biggest reason for that goal was because June 8th is the Ashron event, the one that like never ends. So it's a good one to do pandas on. So these on screen here are my remaining ones. I'm completely done after this. Yeah, so I just have troll and panda. I've done all the others. And yeah, it feels good to be approaching the finish line. We're getting close. I wanted to leave panda last because I did goblin first, and goblin was also a pretty tough one, and I didn't want to do a tough one too close to an already tough one, so I left one for the beginning and one for the end. So yeah, I'm really hyped for that. So that was my accomplishments this week, and that pretty much concludes the news, but I do have one more thing. It's Diablo related. So Diablo has a new book coming out. It looks like it's going to be a bunch of short stories. So this is it. I would just like to first say that this is an amazing cover. This popped out at me right away. I love the cover of this book. It just looks amazing. So I'm looking on the Amazon page right now for this book, just to give you guys a little more detail, because the post actually didn't say much. But it's looking like it is $30. It's only showing hardcover at the moment. So yeah, that I'm not seeing softcover, and I'm also not seeing audiobooks or anything, but that could change. You never know. So just hardcover for $30. It says it's 196 pages. Publication date is October 18th, 2022. You know, it's going to be a bit before this book is released, but it does look very good. Here is the little bio section on the book that is over on Amazon. Pre-orders you can do. So yeah, I totally want this book for sure. I totally plan on getting this one. You know, in short form, it's just a bunch of short stories that, you know, go over the deepest, darkest corners of the sanctuary and the evils that lurk there. So yeah, I think it sounds really great. And it's been a while since I've seen a Diablo book release, so that's nice. You know, it's like with WoW, I always know one's gonna release every so often, but with Diablo, there's no true time frame. You know, you can't predict when the next Diablo book is coming out. Anyway, that is the news this week. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great week in WoW, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.